Good morning, YouTuber watchers, I guess. YouTubers. Who thought we would be doing this crazy stuff? Roxy here with Music Therapy Laz. That's me with my toque. That's what I learned that these beanies are called in Canada, Kazakhstan. Yes, we are here today, somewhat depressed because I got a bruised thumb. As you can see, it's a little purpley up there. I kind of jammed it. Look at that, it's a little swollen. Ouch! Right? Ow! And yeah, it's a little depressing because we can't play. I guess I could practice the right hand and tapping, but then I'd have to hold the neck. So how to ah anyway, so that's our topic today. Anyway, hope there's going to be some people jumping in here at some point. I didn't post up. I need to get more organized with posting up like the thumbnail and the show and everything ahead of time, like a day ahead of time, like all the other YouTube pros out there that do this for a living, right? Making all big bucks, like Quentin James. I think he made about $1 last week. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of excitement around my making the Hungarian stuffed peppers. Hey, Martin, thanks for joining in from Austria. We're going to be there next year. We're going to go next year. My mom's actually going to Hungary this May. She's already got her shots. I know she got her first shot, and she's probably going to get her second shot next week or something like that. Look at what Roxy's doing. She's eating my salmon off of my little bagel and cream cheese and salmon. I'm doing good, except I'm a little bummed out, man. little bummed out with my. I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah, it's a little bit purpley. It's kind of getting better the last couple of days, but I don't know if you've ever like jammed you jammed your finger against something like really hard like that. Ow, that even hurts doing that. But yeah, long story short, I really jammed it against something really hard, I was trying to break something. It's a long story, but I was trying to break something into pieces, and it bounced back at me and jammed my finger. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So now, well, there's there's always a wrinkle thrown in by the wrinkler. That's what I should call her. My wonderful wife. Originally, we were planning to go through Austria into Switzerland and then down into Italy. Maybe add Barcelona to the trip, even though it's a bit of a drive. I've driven from Budapest to Barcelona before to go catch one of the Formula One races, and that was a lot of fun. That was a while ago, though. That was wow. So my cousin Joe graduated high school. Wow, when was that? So yeah. I'm 54 now, and he was born when I was 13. And so, anyway, it was like 20 years ago or more, maybe more. It was more like 25 years ago. Holy mackerel. Hey, BC Rich, what's up, man? So, it was fun in the chats earlier in the week and whatnot. Part of the weekend too. It's hard for me to catch, time inside the chats. Usually I have to lurk because I'm working or whatever. Look at what Roxy's eating my bagel. Look at she's taking some chunks out of that bagel already. Look at that. Roxy, I'm going to give you your own separate piece. Here you go. Right there. A little piece of salmon for you too. I've got some smoked salmon on here. There you go. Want a little piece of lettuce too? A little bit of lettuce? Here you go. All right, that's yours. This is mine. That's yours. Anyway, so yeah, so what was I talking about? Anyway, driving. So we were planning to go through Austria, so we were definitely going to pop in on you. But now she wants to go to Greece. Originally, the whole idea was to go to Italy. She wanted to go do, Rome and the whole thing. Pisa and Pompeii, and we were going to drive because we've got a car in Hungary. My mom bought a car because she's retired now, kind of. She still works because she loves to work, but yeah. So, oh, hell yes, I know the feels. Yeah, Well, I have this messed up left eye. I don't know if you can tell, but kind of like opposite direction as how Pete Thorne has what's called strabismus. But I found out later, much later in life, that this was caused by oxygenation in the birth room. When I was born, they oxygenated me with this big man face mask, and the 100% pure oxygen, into my eyes burned muscle tissue in the back of my eye, and so those muscles that hold your eye to turn and move around and all that stuff got burnt up by the oxygen. And I had an eye doctor tell me, "Whoa, that's so weird, the back of your eye." He was taking pictures of it and everything. He's like, "This is so interesting," and then he never saw anything like that, and they had to look it all up and see what it was all about or whatever. That's when I was actually 13, when we just moved to Colorado. I needed some new glasses, and went to a new eye doctor, and he's like, "Whoa, what's going on with your eye here?" And hey, Tony, what's up? Thanks for joining in, man. So it turns out that, yeah, my it wasn't a genetic defect or something, but it was actually caused by, it wasn't because my mom was smoking or a smoker. I thought I was blaming her. Gotta blame her for something, She's so wonderful in every other way. Gotta find something to have on her. But anyway, the bottom line is, yeah, it wasn't her fault. I didn't cry right away. I was such a happy baby when I was born. I didn't even cry. Anyway, so then they had to oxygenate me or whatever because they were worried about me. Gotta take a sip of my Henning thing. Have you guys caught Henning's recent video about that challenge that he put out there? Obviously, I can't do it with my bruised thumb. Ow. It's all messed up. So getting a little better now. I can actually bend it a little bit, and it's painful, but it's, I don't want to overdo it because it's just going to take longer to heal. Do I really have a striped van? No, I don't. So, but I check this out. I have it here somewhere. Oh, I probably put it. Yeah. Geez, where did I put it? I bought the pinstriping though. So we were talking about this during the whole Eddie Van Halen death and all, and everyone's so messed up, and trying to think of different ways to do a tribute to him. And what I wanted to do is stripe the van. I thought, oh, my uncle's old van that I kind of use for work a little bit here and there. It's an old van. It almost has 250,000 miles on it. An old Dodge B2500. But it drives great. Hey, Adam D, what's up? Yeah, so what happens is we're talking about it in Johnny Beane stream and stuff, and there's that guy Cobra Kai Platoon who does all this really cool graphic stuff for them, and he striped it up. He did like a mock striping of my van. So I put that picture up, but I'm gonna actually stripe it exactly the way, at least as close as possible as he has it, because I bought some pinstriping that's like roughly 4 inches wide, and some other pinstriping that's about 3/4 inches wide. And I'm going to do a black on white striping of that van. But I need to do some repairs on that van. Hey, Blackjack Guitar Nut is in the house. What's up? Yeah, but I have to do some repairs on that van first and then have it painted. There's a rear door that needs to actually be replaced. So I need to replace the rear door because it got jacked up. So anyway, long story. But the bottom line is, yeah, I'm actually going to stripe it. So it's not striped yet, but I'm going to stripe it. So that way, when I actually do those Frankenvan episodes where I'm like, where's Frankenvan? If you guess where Frankenvan is, people will win things like, a guitar strap or whatever. Oh, I just scared Roxy. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we're planning to go, but we'll be visiting Hungary often enough. And my daughter just graduated. She's going to be going to the university in Budapest. No, it's slipping my mind. What's the name of that university now? This is what happens when you're old and you wake up on Daylight Savings Day and you realize that, oh, shit, I have a live stream to do in 20 minutes. So I thought I woke up at 8, but then I look at the clock out, on my phone, and it says 9. And I go out and there's a kitchen, and the kitchen says 8. And my wife's like, did the time zone change thing happen? I'm like, I guess so. We weren't really paying attention. Yeah, I might do a combo A-Team / Eddie Van Halen version, right? Do black with red stripes. with that spoiler on the top. And I'll use that that silver, you know, like what do they call it? Like that tool kind of sheet metal, you know, that looks like they use in like tool chests and tool trays and stuff like that. Anyway, I'll do it all inside with that stuff. They make that in plastic too. Actually, I was thinking about redoing all the doors, the insides of the doors and stuff with that kind of stuff. Yeah, so the Franken van is a real thing. It will be a really striped up van. And then what I'm planning to do this summer is once I get all this done, to drive it, or maybe late summer, early fall, or something like that, you know. Drive it down. Yeah, no, not the corrugated aluminum. You know, the ones that has the little T's everywhere, the little crisscross T things. Kind of like, I don't think I have a pedal that has that on there. Do I? No. I should. There should be a pedal that has that design on it. Anyway, but you know what I mean. It's like that stuff you see in like shops, in like auto shops. But Adam D, I love you too, man. Adam's learning some Hungarian. Right on. Did you look up some of the words in the recipe? Did you guys watch? Any of you guys watch the Cooking with Laz and Roxy Guitars and Grub that I'm calling it? I found out somebody else has a Guitars and Grub thing on Instagram. I saw somebody name something Guitars and Grubs, probably before me. I don't know. I came up with that idea years ago when I first started YouTube. Back when I first like did a channel in 2017, I was trying to think of an idea to do something different. And I remember that guy Jamie Oliver, the Naked Chef guy in England. He did like this kind of thing where in the beginning of his show it shows him with his band playing music, and then he starts doing his cooking. And I thought, well, there, you know, food and music totally go together. If you talk to anyone in the music world or the food world, you know, they're closely connected in the sense that after a show, what do people do? They go eat somewhere, you know. And so it's a big thing, especially musicians and the road crew and all that kind of stuff. They're always out at these, you know, cool places where you can get something to eat or whatnot. Oh, you did tell me you have a lot of friends, Adam, that are Hungarian. That's helpful. Viszont, do you know that one? Viszont, Viszont, Viszont. So back to the excuse of why I'm eating breakfast here. I woke up at what I thought was going to be 8 o'clock in the morning, because I don't set an alarm on the weekend. I rarely do that during the week either. I usually wake up when I need to. So yeah, notice the one stripe missing off the guitar up there, off the Frankie. That's really a Schecter that I just mocked up with actual black tape. I removed the one stripe in honor of Eddie, kind of like half-mast, you know. So Viszont means same to you, back at you. So when you say Szeretlek, you say Viszont. Anyway, yeah, no matter what profession you do, you're still human and need food. Even animals like Roxy, a little dinosaur that she is, little feathered dinosaur. You need food too, right, Roxy? Do you want some of Daddy's bagel? Oh, you would go after the big piece of lettuce. Oh, and there's a chunk of that. Yeah, yummy. How about a little coffee to wash that down too? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yum, yum, yum. She loves her coffee, don't you? Yeah, we eat together, but we don't sleep together. That'd be weird. She'd get crushed. Yeah. Yeah, I love animals, man. I wish we could have a dog and cats and stuff. We used to have all kinds of animals when we were growing up. At one point, we had a rabbit. My sister had her bunny. We had 2 Gordon setters in the backyard and 11 cats, because we decided to adopt this gray cat walking down the snowy road in Colorado the first year we moved to Colorado. And walking down the road, we see this gray cat with little white paws, and it's like a young cat, you know. And we're like, oh, so we bring it in the house, and it's pregnant. So, you know, some other alley cat threw her out, but she was so cute, so we called her Smokey. We kept her, and she had all these little kitty cats, and then we, you know, gave them away to friends all the people that we got to know in the neighborhood. That was kind of cool because it introduced us to the neighborhood a little bit too. We already got to know people though. That was the second. That was actually, honestly, that was a little further in because we'd lived in Evergreen, Colorado the first half year or so, maybe about 4 months, 4 or 5 months. And then we moved down to Cherry Hills to the house that we were waiting for to be done or whatever. So my mom bought some property up in Evergreen. It was about 4.5 acres up in the mountains and the foothill parts, if you want to call it that, the beginning of the mountains, you know, like not too much further up from Golden where Coors is made. Anyway, yeah, that was a fun town, crazy town. They had this really nice lake, and during the winter when we first arrived, it was wintertime. You know, it had a frozen lake, and you can go out and ice skate on the lake, out in the open, like not like at a rink or something. It was like, you know, like in the movies where you go out to one of these small towns where there's a frozen lake. Oh, the cooking thing, Martin, about it would have been nice to see what I was really doing. Well, it's hard. I don't have a camera crew. I think last time I did take the camera around a little bit more. I should have done that, huh? I was trying to keep it in the little holder. I have the little camera thing. I have this really cool tripod. Check this out. All right. Oops, it's caught up on a cable. So I just have a mic tripod here, but I have this cool little thing here that you can use for iPods or phones or whatever, because it's totally adjustable. You can like open it up really wide, you know. iPads, did I say iPod? You can put iPads, phones, or whatever in here and adjust it like that, right? And then it just clamps to your mic. See, there's the mic things right there too. Clamps to your mic tripod or whatever, and then you can set the tripod at any angle, right? And you know, do it however you want. So that's what I used in there, and it works great for whatever. That's how I've done some of the videos where I'm playing the keyboards, where I have the camera facing down. It's actually in that, facing down over the keyboard. That's how I figured that out. So, yeah. I didn't see it clearly. Yeah, see, I could have done that. So maybe I might need to use more than one camera at a time, but I need to buy one of those ATEM mini camera switchers. So that's next on the list for the YouTube kind of videos, and to upgrade the studio in the sense of the YouTube videos and stuff, is to get that multi-camera switcher. And it's only a couple $100, so it's not super crazy expensive, unless I want to go for the Pro version, which is about double. And that might be worth it because it then allows you to actually see on screen, you know, what shot you're in, and switch between them and do more fancier things. But what I thought about doing is getting the mini, the ATEM mini, the first one first, and then maybe upgrade to the Pro later in the future and use the mini one upstairs in the little repair / demo studio that I'm planning to put together. Maybe a blimp. I just like blimp. You like blimps? You like big blimps and you not yeah? Anyway, how does that stuff pop in your head? I don't know. Yeah, so, you know, there's a way to do that, even in my kitchen, you know. Or you can just put the camera over it, like I've done in the past. I'll just take my camera, my phone. I'm using my phone. So I'm not that fancy, you guys. I'm not using cameras. I don't have like some $500-600 digital cameras or nothing. Who knows if in the future I might ever do something like that. What is this on my shirt? Is that you, Roxy? Did you take a piece of bagel up there and make a big mess on me? Look at that. Yeah, that's what she did. Holy mackerel. Let me come right back. I gotta clean that off. Roxy. She's so messy. She's a messy eater. My wife hates it. I don't mind like putting a piece of food in here and she'll eat and she'll do this to it, just like she did. She'll like, I don't know if you can see that. She like nibbles it into little pieces and stuff. Leaves it all over. Anyway, so anyway, let me go on to my topic. I don't know if you guys like this topic. I don't like it. When I lived in Ohio, I was down the road from the Goodyear blimp. Oh, okay. Wow, is that like where they parked it? They have to fill that thing up, right? And then off it goes. So we used to have the Goodyear blimp flying around here all the time for Raiders games and stuff, but there's no more Raiders games. Vlogger type kits this week, and I'm considering maybe posting a video too using the phone as the camera, but it's a bit daunting and knowing where. Yeah, BC Rich, reach out to Mitch Heyman. He'll help you out with stuff like that. He's way cool, real nice guy, and he'll give you some tips and help you out. He's been helping out all kinds of other people in this community doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, maybe we just need like a mini blimp in here, and you can just like have the mini blimp like drive it around, because it's got like you can have. I bet you there is one, right? Maybe there's got to be like a mini helium blimp, right? Roxy, no, you cannot go down there to shirt. No. Anyway, yeah, the mini blimp idea. There, make one of those. Maybe they have a model, and you can just fill it with helium, and could be a real mess in the kitchen if it blows up, in the heat and all. No, but I wonder if you can like have like a little mini blimp, but it probably wouldn't be able to hold a camera unless you use one of these like. But then this would have to be wired. It'd have to be a wireless camera of some kind. So your best bet is probably some kind of a drone, right? So I bought these Wiz cameras, and they're 1080p, 15 frames per second though, so not, but I'm planning to use those hooked up to the ATEM Mini in different angles and whatever, because you can angle them. And because they do a really good picture, to use those as still shots and stuff, like when I'm doing pedal demos of something like this LPD 87 that I just got from Ben Coombs, like the Vega Trim install. I'm going to do that probably, if I can get around to that later today. I'm going to try to get around to that later today, but probably it's going to end up happening in the week. What I'd like to do is do a video of the install of this into my, that guitar right there. This is not white, it's actually Sonic Blue. My Sonic Blue Strat, my Made in Mexico blacktop Strat. So while I'm injured, I might as well do some stuff like that, right? And then of course I came up with an idea on how to go ahead and use these smaller little, like, these things are meant to go, on here. There's a little plastic bushing in here that I got to remove so that it fits over, to do like these like barefoot button things, so you can use these in the house. I'm going to put a felt pad on the top of it so it's a little more comfortable, and that way I'm not wasting these. I got 6 of these for, I think it was $15. The other 2 fell out. Here they are. But they're smaller than the barefoot buttons. Well, it's hooked up right now, so I don't want to try to unhook that and grab it. But the barefoot buttons are bigger. They're like I don't know. They're almost like a bigger than a quarter, almost like a silver dollar or $half size. And these are like the size of like a quarter, maybe even smaller than a quarter. And what's uncomfortable about these is that they're flat, right? So when you step on them, it's better than stepping on this with your socks on, but it's still not as comfortable. And so I'm going to just I bought some felt pads, and I'm just going to stick those felt pads on top of them, and that'll, like what you put on the bottom of a chair, like those round ones, and that'll work. No, I actually learned about the Vega Trim from Philip McKnight years ago. He was talking about it. But then recently RJ Ronquillo was talking about it, and I wasn't actually planning on changing it, this one. I was just going to put the pickups in there and maybe the Tessie switch in there, and I got some new pots and new Switchcraft, jack and all. But because I got those Vinum pickups, I won those Vinum pickups from Johnny Beane's show, the Halloween contest that Roxy won me that contest wearing her favorite costume right there. It's sitting up on the Gretsch. She loves, watch her fly away when I pick this thing up. She's going to just run for the hills or fly for the hills. Roxy, you remember your buddy? Wilford Grimley, Barbara Papa, Wilford Grimley, Ace Frehley, or no, not Ace Frehley. That's Gene Simmons' Barbara Papa costume. Anyway, yeah, I figured this out watching somebody else doing some bird videos. That if you make something that you can like stick them up into like this, right, and then they'll walk around and stuff. Anyway, so I made this Wilford Grimley Barbara Papa costume. It's kind of a Johnny Beane thing. If you don't follow him, you don't know what I'm talking about. But the Halloween costume, it was hilarious, and she won me pretty much the grand prize in a way. I won a pair of Rampage 80s kind of metal sounding, which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. 80s style, pickups, hot humbucker pickups, and I ordered double cream because can't get those just anywhere unless you order something custom. So I was able to get something custom, and so got the double creams for that Strat, and I'm gonna change out everything in that thing. Everything, and I'm even gonna put I bought a brand new because I'm gonna just repopulate a brand new pickguard and take that pickguard off, and I'm gonna actually route the guitar underneath the pickguard so I can put a Tessie switch up by. I got one of those gamer style Tessie switches. Everything's upstairs in the little workroom that I'm setting up there. Hey Han Solo, what's up? So yeah. So yeah, Ronquillo or Quilio. Ronquillo, even though it's spelled like in Spanish Ronquillo, it's Ronquillo because that's how they say it. So you gotta respect the culture or whatever. So I woke up late. Well, I woke up on time, but I woke up late according to the world because it's daylight savings time. So I'm having my, hey dude, Mike. Thanks for joining, bro. Mike from CGS, China Guitar Skeptic. Man, yeah, have you ever what do? You got injured recently, so look what happened, man. I don't know if you can see how purpley my thumb, it's already gotten, the swollenness has gone down a little bit, but still a little purpley in the nail there and red, and look at that, ouch. I jammed my thumb so bad I can't play. Hurts. I can bend it a little bit, but it hurts like a son of a what, and I can't grip stuff real hard yet. I mean, of course, I have to have this thing plugged in and ready to go at all times, because it's just. I can practice my legato. Arpeggios. Legato. As I called Quentin on my cooking show the other day. Domo arigato, Mr. Legato. Tried to get Quentin on my cooking show, but he didn't want to. He said, I don't see how that's going to be entertaining, Laz. I'm like, whatever, you lazy bastard. Yeah. Don't forget to jump onto, Mike's show is at 10:30. So that's why I started to do these at 9:30, because that way I'm right before his show at 10:30. So there's nothing like warming up for a dude like Mike. Yeah, man, it sucks. And it's hurting just to hold this coffee cup. It hurts my hand. Ow. Yeah. It'll get better quickly enough. So let me get on to the topic because we're 36 minutes in. Wow. So what do you guys do, man? What did you do, Mike, when you hurt yourself like that? I should send you a link and you can come in and talk. But you got your show to do, so nah, I'm not gonna mess that up. Next time, we'll have you come in early, or I'll do it on another time. Yeah, so I thought I'd bring up, hey, Dale Palmer. So, tell me what you guys think about what would you do when you're injured? How do you keep, from getting totally depressed and whatnot? And, what do you do to occupy yourself musically anyway? No, you can't go down my shirt, Roxy. No, you can't go down. No, 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 no. She wants to go down and get all comfy inside my sweater. Ow. Wow. Hey, Mickey, what's up? Mickey Settlemeyer. So tell me, give me a 1 or a 2. If yes, you've been injured, no, you haven't been injured. And give me a 3 if you've ever been like, having to do a show or on a thing, some kind of event that you have to perform for or something, you got injured right beforehand, and how did you deal with it? So give me a 3 if that's ever happened to you. Give me a 2 if you've been injured and you can't play, and give me a 1 if it's never happened to you. It's rarely happened to me. So I had an injury to this thumb. Look at there's like a big scar. See that scar? I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, now you can see it. See this big scar right here. I was cutting something on the big chopping table, the big giant, like 4-stage, saw that came from the naval shipyards here in San Francisco. My uncle bought it from them when they were tearing all that down out by the bay, and they bought it in auction. They bought this big Delta 4-stage, table saw, and it's massive motor and everything. And I was cutting a piece of wood or something, it snapped back at me, and that thing was so powerful that, that piece of wood hit me right here on the thumb, and it just big gash across here, and I had to go to the emergency, and we had to go to the specialist that actually took care of me. I went to, workman's compensation, and I used a hand specialist, some kind of a sports doctor, and he said that I was a millimeter away from that ligament being, severed or cut into or damaged or whatever, and that could have meant, it would have been bad. And at that time I was playing guitar and piano and stuff like that in my studio and stuff, so it was messed up. It sucked. Yeah, what's dedication? So has anyone had that happen? My fingertips cut up from practicing and I glued them back together. Wow, man. Yeah, I don't know if you can notice this finger right here. See how it's not perfectly round at the top? This one? Yeah, I had another electric tool take the chunk off there. Roxy, did you poop on me? Oh my God, that's disgusting. Roxy, why in these weird spots? You pooped on part of my shirt and part of my sweatpants. That's gross. Roxy. Anyway, you guys want to see Roxy again? Let me bring Roxy. She is so cute. You don't want to give me back kisses? Give me kisses. Come on, give me kisses. She'll usually give me kisses. She's not in the mood. Ouch. So, yeah. So my big question being is that I had to continue doing gigs for about 6 months with an owie. Yeah. Like Mike recently cut his finger, and I was joking with him, like, just use super glue. And I've gotten blisters. We've all gotten the blisters from, playing when we were first starting out, right? You just keep playing and you get these blisters and you're like, ow, and then you're like, ah, and then you're like playing through it. And one time, this is kind of a funny guitar story because you guys might be able to relate. I don't know. But Guitar Hero, right? Hey, Gary, Big G, the Viking. What's up, Gary, dude? You rock. 14 people in here. This is awesome, man. So yeah, so what was I talking about? Yeah, I was playing Guitar Hero, and I don't know if you guys remember the early versions. That's when I was into it in the mid 2000s. What am I saying? It was like maybe 2006, 2007 or something like that. So that was when our house got robbed, and they stole my Gibson, my keyboard, and my computers. My cousin had just moved in. He had stuff, recordings and everything on his computers that were stolen. It was so depressing, man. So we bought my TV that I had just bought, got stolen, everything that got stolen. And it was really, really upsetting. And bottom line is that we bought another TV, of course, and then we bought and we didn't have insurance. We didn't have, we We didn't have insurance for all this stuff because we just moved into this place with a buddy of mine who bought that house with his aunt. And I guess there's like it was in the hills of Oakland, and nice neighborhood and all. There's like a golf course right across the street from you. You're up on our deck looking over a golf course. It was sweet. But yeah, it really sucked. So what happens is we get the Guitar Hero thing, and I'm obsessed with it, and I'm playing it all the time. And I had to beat the Bark at the Moon, the Aussie, Bark at the Moon song to move on to the next stage. And to do that one, I didn't YouTube tricks or how to do it. People use like vegetable oil so they can slide on the buttons easier and all this BS. And I was playing that game, that one song so many times over and over for hours that my pinky actually hurt. It was hurting. But what's funny is that it actually helped me as a guitarist, because now my pinky's freaking strong. I mean, since then my it developed pinky muscles. So I've got stronger, pinky muscles. But yeah, that's one of those kind of funny injury stories. Kind of like the Steve Vai thing. Do you guys hear about the Steve Vai injury? Steve Vai decides to meditate on a chord. I know. He's a cool guy, but sometimes, even smart, cool guys do kind of silly things. So he's meditating on a chord, holding this position with his hand on this chord, meditating on this chord, right? And that's what sometimes people do. I mean, he's like, when it comes to spirituality and stuff, especially when it comes to Eastern philosophies and yoga and meditation and stuff, people will do all kinds of things that are like out of this world. And maybe he was coming up with some kind of out of this world new, pinky strength thing where he can bend all four strings at once with his hand or some crazy thing like that. Who knows, because he came up with that really interesting string bending technique a year ago or so, right? That was kind of cool that he was doing that. But I haven't watched his recent video either. I need to watch this. I love his videos, especially the ones on spirituality and stuff like that, because I kind of get into that kind of stuff. I think we're more than just this physical body that we're here. Anyway, that's my opinion. But I've done ayahuasca, so maybe that maybe that messed me up. Maybe it made me better. I don't know. But the bottom line is that, he got injured too. So I got to watch his stuff and see what he's doing at this time. But what do you do when you're injured? So I thought about buying the Rick Beato ear training course and going through that, Even though I have a really good ear, I can't name the intervals of the chords per se just by hearing them. And I think that as a musician, wouldn't that be good? I remember seeing Steve from Boston at some event in Europe when they did like one of those Guitar Fest things or whatever. He was out there with Henning and all those guys, and he did some kind of a they were at like one of the shows they were watching someone play music, and he's like, yeah, G major, F sharp, flat, whatever thing, and he's just naming the chords that the guy's playing, and that's cool to be able to know, what they are just from hearing it. And you might have to have perfect pitch to know that, or you might just be able to see what the guy's playing, and you can, okay, he's playing an A. So from that position moving around, just from where he's moving, you can hear the sounds, right? You can hear what chords there are being played, then you would be able to name them, and what those chords are. So that would make it easier for you if you want to play those chords to play them. Most of the time when I learn music, I just do it by ear, and I try to figure it out by hearing it and listening to it, right? Because I think it's more fun that way, and then I'm not always out to perfectly, imitate the other player. I'm mostly out to do my own interpretation of it, right? Oh, was he watching the chords? You were there, weren't you, Mike? Did they have the chords up on a screen? Oh, that's great. Hey, Ben, what's happening, Ben? My knucklehead brother from another mother and father. Anyway, yeah, man. So those two guys are going to be busy in about 10 minutes on Mike's show. And later tonight, don't forget Ben's show. And I have been putting Ben's, have I been putting Ben's show? No, I haven't. Have I? thought I was. I'm trying to post up some of my favorite YouTubers in links in my descriptions too. Not like you guys don't know. All you guys that are on this show, you know all this stuff. But I'll post these videos up on my Facebook and whatnot, and hoping that we spread the community, grow the community. But it's an awesome community, guys. So that's what I was thinking about doing. Then I'm also going to do some repair stuff. So I'm getting the room kind of put together upstairs, so I can start doing the work on that guitar. And my plans are to put the Vega trim into that guitar first. You want to see it? This thing is badass. And it's very heavy. This fat section right here, it's a very heavy block. It's got a lot of weight to it, and it's got this unique design, so that when it's sitting flush, right? When it's sitting flush, let me do this the other way, Laz. Sitting flush right on your guitar like that, then it's got an angle already, so that you can pull up on it. You can pull up on it. You can go down on it, and it's got the bar has got some weight to it, and and all those things I think help with the sustain. So, but supposedly you're not going to get the same sustain as a neck, string through body, of course, but the idea is to get that thing to be as close to a Floyd as possible, So BC Rich, the EU isn't on summertime yet. That's funny because I noticed that too. In Europe, sometimes they'll do their daylight savings time and stuff like that at a different hour, or different, like a week later or a week before, or some funky thing like that. So yeah, I woke up this morning, you guys, with little preparation because it was 8 o'clock on my phone. I mean, it was 8 o'clock in my brain and outside in the kitchen and everywhere else where we have everything set. But it's 9 o'clock on my phone. I'm like, hey, I gotta get this video started. So what else would you guys do when you're injured, man? So how long did it take you to heal, Mike, if you're still here? Not until March. Yeah, awesome community. So Nelson Rodriguez, I didn't say hi to you, dude. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I got injured. Look at my thumb. It's a little swollen. And I jammed it. You can see it's already kind of gone down quite a bit, and it was rather purple. God, what am I doing? You can see in the nail is a little purple compared to this one, right? That's like a normal color, and then this one's like a little more purpley inside there and around here. So I jammed my thumb really bad. Hurt, and I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to play guitar. The first thing that popped in my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to play guitar. yeah, McKnight. He just, he's like in that La La Land, or what do you call limbo land, where the daylight savings time limbo never changes. He's right on the edge. Yeah, it's funny. So what do you guys do when you get injured? So I'm thinking about getting the Beato thing. I've been buying all these like repair and guitar kind of equipment. So I bought a bunch of these cheap ones from China. These radius gauges and stuff like that. I got one of these cheap, came with this. I got these together for like $12 or something. Nut file and stuff. I bought some bone nuts for my got some bone nuts for my Strats and my Telly or whatever. So yeah, because that build right there is not going to have a locking nut. It's just going to go into the locking tuners over a bone nut. Little Ben's nut sauce on there. Not yours, Ben Coombs. Even though I have some of your DNA on the back of this. Look. There's some of Ben Coombs' hair. You can see his hair stuck in, unless that's a cat or something. Stuck in the OG LP 87 that he sold me for. Thank you very much for the cool price, dude. Got the discounted price as well. So I'm looking forward to playing that. I haven't even plugged it in, man. I know, I'm crazy. But see, one of the problems with these cheaper ones is you notice how sharp the edges are around the back side of this thing. Anyway, the front is all like rounded off, so in the pictures it looks good. But the backside, so just even holding it, it's kind of lots of ouch. It's got like little, sharpness. So I'm going to take a little sanding pad and just sand that down. And yeah, so what else are you guys talking about here? Yeah, it doesn't flex, and as long as it's machine true, right? That's all that matters. That way I can say, oh yeah, this one is 9.5 here, but over here it's 12. So like my Strat right there, that one goes from 9.5 to 12. It's a compound radius neck, which you don't really see on Fenders very often. It's a nice feeling neck too. It's satin. That guitar is a killer guitar. Cortisone shots. Ouch. So wow. What did you do? How did you injure yourself like that, Mickey? Was it like a workplace injury like mine? I'm getting no compensation for this, unfortunately. You can see it's still swollen, right? Look at the comparison. Well, it's hard to tell. Anyway, it hurts. Mommy. Yeah. You play keys too. Yeah, I do play keyboards too, and that you rely on that thumb. Yeah. Well, I test your thumb. So what I'm planning to do is just work on some studio stuff, work on some, I gotta clean that guitar. So I'm gonna take that down. I'm going to put so my plan is to put the Vega Trem into that guitar with some new strings, and then do a video or several videos or whatever of how that sounds the way it is now, with all the stock pots, all the stock, everything stock except the Vega Trem versus with this original, So I'm gonna have the original. I'll do some video of the pickups with the original bridge, then these same original pickups with the Vega Trem bridge, and then with everything with the new Bynum Rampage double cream humbucking pickups with the Vega Trem in there. It might even be cool to leave this tremolo on there and first put the Bynum pickups with everything newly populated on that brand new pick guard. Before I change the tremolo out, maybe I should do a comparison between these pickups and the Bynum pickups, because these are fairly hot for PAF style. I think they're Alnico 4 pickups in here. They may be Alnico 2, but I think they're, if I remember reading somewhere because they don't just tell you. I think they're maybe I have to look this up, but I'll look it up before I do those videos. But maybe they're Alnico 4 pickups in here, I believe. So this is somewhat wound hot compared to a classic PAF style pickup, and it might be cool to kind of do a comparison of these pickups versus the Bynums with nothing changed on the guitar, but that would be too difficult. So what I'm going to do is maybe I'll do the Bynums versus these, but with all the other new pots and parts and stuff. And I don't think that's going to affect things too much, except I am planning to put a treble bleed into this thing. And, of course, the Tessie switch. Hey, Janice, what's up? And then maybe leave the original bridge and do a comparison between the new pickups and the old pickups with the original bridge, and then change it out with the new Vega Trem bridge. And then that way you can compare from the videos of the original pickups with the old bridge, original pickups with the new bridge, original pickups. That would be cool, right? Just to see how much the bridge makes a difference in its tone and sustain and all that kind of stuff. So I got to figure it out. I'll figure it out. But I want to do it in a way that kind of helps people kind of, okay, this is what happens when you drop a Vega Trem into a guitar. So maybe I will just drop the Vega Trem in that, because it's not that hard to do. Drop the Vega Trem in that and do that only as the first change, right? Maybe not even changing the nut yet. And then I'll do a comparison when I change everything, when all the pots, I got CTS tone pots, 250K, 500K low friction, Bourne's volume pots, you know, a brand new killer switch. Where's that switch? Everything's upstairs already. Yeah, I got that DiMarzio super switch, the 5-way super switch, so I can do the splitting. And then I've got, you know, what else did I get? I got the bone nut. I already got locking tuners on there. Oh yeah, and I've got the Switchcraft output jack. I'm not going to put it in backwards like Eddie Van Halen. I'm going to leave it normal. And then I've got, oh yeah, I got the gamer style little push button black. It's about, you know, that big, like a size of a large quarter. Yeah, it's about the size of a quarter, a little bit bigger. Gamer style momentary switch I'm going to put kind of off to the right next to the neck pickup there. So I'm going to have to route the body, which I can do. I can do that. I got routers. I know how to route. So anyway, it's pretty much that time, isn't it, you guys? We got to jump over to you know, what do they call it? Johnny Beane started this thing. I don't know if he started it, but someone started it, but he glommed onto it, whatever kind of word that is. Yeah, the kill switch. Thank you. Yeah, it's a kill switch. Yeah, it's like a pinball machine style, but it's rounded on the top instead of concave or convex. Convex, yeah. Concave, convex, concave. I would think that's concave. Convex is when it's rounded on the top, right? Anyway, convex, concave. King Kong. Anyway, yeah, right on, Mike. Oh, you've got an hour. Oh, okay. Well, damn, I should have called you into my show, but it's too late. Maybe I should just keep going then. All right, I'm not going to be going into anyone else's show. Might as well just keep going. I missed that part of the chat somewhere. You must have mentioned that. You've got an hour. Got to go get files, transfer cameras, etc. setup. So yeah. All right. Love you too, man. And we'll do. It's been 2 years since we. Well, it's been a year since we met. When we discussed having you in my show at some point, when, you know, I get things better organized, and we're getting there. So got the better camera now, obviously. And that was hilarious. If you guys want to see something funny, I do an interview with Mike of CGS at NAMM last year at the Hilton. We met up there. We bought him a beer. We had a couple beers. And I had my camera, you know, in vertical mode because I was still such a novice. And Ben would always give me shit. Ben Coombs was like, dude, your camera's the wrong direction. Put it horizontal so it's like a, you know, like a screen. And I'm like, ah. So I had it the wrong direction. Then when we sat down to start talking, I set my little tripod thing up so we can, you know, I put it sideways, and I thought it would switch because I could see it switched, but it didn't switch on the video, which is weird, right? And so what's happening? We're talking and everything, and we're like sideways, upside down and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, what a bonehead move. Anyway, yeah, it was funny though, right? Mike is the coolest guy, you guys. You know, he's the coolest guy. So everybody I met down in LA that year was super cool, you know. Super, super cool. JJ's House of Jams, super cool guy, man. And then we went to Sean Pierce Johnson's and rocked out in his little studio. That guy's cool too. His wife, she's super cool. While they were doing their video stuff and they were doing some stuff up there, I didn't want to interfere with their plans, you know. Ben and JJ were up there in Sean's studio, and so I was playing the piano downstairs. They have a little baby grand piano, and I was chatting with I keep forgetting her name, Sean Pierce Johnson's wife. I want to say Susan, but I don't think it's Susan. Anyway, that's what pops into my head, but I think I'm wrong. Yeah, well, I'd be happy to jump in your show anytime as well. Just send me a link. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely want to have you on. You know, it's cool to have people in the community on your show and talking about stuff. You know, and that's why I wanted to have Quentin in my cooking show, because I just thought it would be something funny to do. I like I mentioned earlier, I thought up the cooking show idea in the beginnings of my channel. I thought I'd do something different and do guitars or music and food and stuff, and I couldn't come up with, you know, a good kind of format or whatever. And then just popped into my head, why don't I have Quentin on? Because, it's so funny when he shows what he's cooking and how terrible it is. And with the ketchup and everything. And I'm like, I have a dish, a Hungarian dish that I know people would love to make and eat. And you can use ketchup. I mean, my mom even said, oh, it's fine with ketchup. I mean, sometimes it's a little less tart with the ketchup. So, go with the ketchup instead of just the tomato sauce, less tart and sour. But yeah, go check out my latest video. Give me some comments and likes and whatnot on that video. Tell me what you think. If that, like I had the comments earlier on, it'd be good to have some over the food view. So I could do that. I could grab the camera off of, my phone is what I'm using as my camera, because it's got, it's got a good lens on it. And the only problem I have with it is that it changes the lighting aperture thing or whatever that's called. It changes it as you're going from one thing to another depending on how much light there is. And so I did add some lighting in there, but I'm planning to buy some lights. So that's the next thing. I need to buy a pair of lights. Because like right now what I'm using here, it's kind of hilarious if you want to see. Let me show you. Put the camera off here and just show you. That's my lighting setup. Grabbed some fabric from my mom, and I put it over those kind of torchlight lights or whatever you call them, and that kind of diffuses it a little. That's all you got to do. I saw some people using white plastic grocery bags over lights like this, as long as the bulbs aren't too hot. And yeah, no bar chords, dude. Well, I could probably practice my tapping legato stuff, maybe. Hey, Ricky Compton, what's up? Well, I don't know why, but that just made me think of from Compton, the whole Megan, what's her name? My wife's all into this whole Royals thing. I could care less, but it's it's interesting to a degree. But yeah, we've been watching a lot of those videos lately. Oh. Sorry, Mike. Never really been into the whole. I don't get the whole. I mean, I understand why it exists and all that. I mean, the tradition of it, and there's the respect to be paid to the families that fought for and put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But who didn't? The peasants, as they call them, did a lot of the dying for the most part. But my name Laszlo actually comes from, if you want to look it up, look up King Laszlo of Hungary, and check out the history on that guy, because that guy was the epitome of chivalry and what it meant to be a great knight and king. But he killed a lot of people too in the name of Christ. Forcing pagans, keeping pagans Christian and all that stuff. But yeah, there were reasons for all that stuff too that was going on back then. So there's always a way to justify all that mayhem. But the bottom line is that my name is very popular in Hungary because he was probably known as one of the best and greatest knights of Europe, the example of chivalrous knight and of a king in Hungary. It even hurts to type. Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, my finger hurts. So what happened to your finger? Huh? Well, what I am saying is just glossed over. Well, it even hurts to type. Let me see what you're saying, Janice. Oh, let me read Janice's story. I don't want to gloss over your story. No, so about the subject of the stream. Yes. No barcodes. Yeah. Oh, you've been talking about it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it hurts, man. Yeah, my finger hurts like a what. Yeah, let me see what else Janice might have said earlier on. All of a sudden, everyone else too. I suggest. Okay. Yeah, I know something about your left index finger. So I've been not too much in the chats though lately. I've been mostly lurking, Janice, as you know, Laz the lurker. I actually thought it would be fun to do kind of a parody version of the Judas Priest song "The Ripper," you know, but change it to "The Lurker." The Lurker. I like making up parody lyrics to songs. I did the entire song. I wrote out the lyrics, the entire song to God, what is it? Hall & Oates song, Man Eater. You know that song? But I changed it to Mancuda, and it's all about him and Johnny Beane's streams, especially early on, and how he would always swear and mess things up right at the beginning. Like the first minute in, he's like swearing already and jacking up the opportunity for poor Johnny Beane to make some money. Now he's finally making some money off of his streams, I guess. He's got people changing his light so that he makes a few bucks. I love Johnny Beane, man. He lives nearby, so we actually met up the other week, 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, really. Had lunch with him and a buddy of his. It was really fun out in San Ramon nearby. But so cutting food, yes. So cutting food. It's a good thing I didn't chop. You know, that's another thing I could do too, right? I could do a parody of the famous SNL skit with Dan Aykroyd when he's doing the oh God, what's her name? Julia Childs. You know, remember Julia? I don't know if any of you guys. I vaguely recall somewhere seeing my mom watching probably at one time maybe on TV Julia Childs, you know, doing some cooking show, and SNL, of course, the early SNL, it's from the 70s. Dan Aykroyd does a skit, and just look up, you know, Dan Aykroyd, Julia Childs skit, and I won't tell you what happens, but it's the best. Yeah, the food shredder skit. No, he's not doing a food shredder, so he is just acting like he's Julia Childs in the cooking, you know, studio doing one of these cooking shows, and cuts herself. But just watch it, man. If you have not seen that, I should do a version of that, but I have to come up a way with, you know, doing it. So I'm not going to give away what that is about, because if I do, I'll ruin it. Hey, Harley Hex, what's up? So I'm staying longer because I found out that Mike from CGS is not going on for at least another 45 minutes or so, because they don't have daylight savings time at the same time we do. I woke up not knowing it's daylight savings time until I looked at my phone, and I thought it was 8 a.m. because the clock out there in the kitchen says, you know, 8 a.m. and my phone says 9 a.m. I'm like, what? So I had to run over here and get the show started at 9:30, and I was 5 minutes late. But yeah, it doesn't bother you too much yet, Jan. I mean, what are you saying, Janice? So let's see. What are you doing? Read her thing here. Story. Yeah, Django had to, you know, Tony Iommi had to do something. He's got his little leatherized plastic fingers. You know, we've seen people playing guitars with feet. I thought maybe that would be interesting. Try to see if I can learn how to play one-handed. You know, and I could play the neck this way, oppo. So I could go like this, maybe. Come here, my little V. Roxy, what are you doing over there? So maybe I could play, let's see. Maybe I can, instead of playing like this, I could play like this and do some tapping things like that. By you know, the course of being injured, I might come up with a new technique to share with the world. This is how this stuff happens. You know, I mean, how did we develop an opposable thumb in our evolution? They say that has a lot to do with our brain developing as well, because you know, maybe there was some mutation, someone was injured or something, there was a mutation or something happened where, you know, we all of a sudden developed an opposable thumb to allow us to manipulate things more easily, and that then pushed our brain further to develop, and so then we became more, you know, intelligent due to a mutation in our hand. Could be. There's some scientists who argue that. It's interesting stuff I learned in psychology and evolution of mankind stuff. I always found that stuff, excuse me, video burp, very interesting. Pooh Ninja's here. What's up? So most of the people that would be in Mike's show right now at 10:30 are coming to me. Come to me. Join my show for the next 45 minutes. We'll keep going until Mike starts, because that's why I started my 9:30 show. I was trying to come up with a time on the weekend to do a show where it doesn't interfere with our lives too much. We usually go hiking early on a Saturday. If we go hiking, we'll go hiking in the morning on Saturday, like we did yesterday, and we'll, we will not do that on a Sunday. But sometimes we like to go out for breakfast. But 9:30 is not, it's not too late or too early. So 9:30 is just right, because then if we did want to go out and grab a breakfast somewhere, we can go at 10:30 when I'm done and get a brunch or whatever. So we did changes at my factory to add safety equipment like retractors and a punch press. Yeah, that's very important, safety in your workplace, right? No pets with hands. I've got the perfect pet for my hands because she's so light. She's light and fuzzy. My little fuzzy little one. Yeah, she's so cute. She's so cute, right? Oh my goodness. So what else are you guys talking about? Wow. Yeah. So nobody changed anything at my uncle's shop when I almost lost my thumb. He just said, "Don't be so stupid." No, he didn't. He was worried because he knew how important, piano playing and music and stuff to me was, and if I would have lost the use of my right thumb, that would have been pretty freaking bad. But yeah, I actually thought of, if I ever had a piano album or music of piano music, it would be kind of fun to have the picture of my fingers over the keys, but like with cuts and damage and like tape and band-aids all over it and stuff, kind of. And I was going to call the album The Carpenter's Son or something like that, some weird name, and show like, you're a pianist, but you're also a carpenter, working with wood and building stuff. My first job was tearing down and building up houses with my mom, who was a realtor back then, and her like group of realtor friends, and I guess they were all working in a company. They had a property management company and whatnot. They would buy properties and rehab is what they called it in the 80s, late 70s and 80s. They called it rehabbing. So what's that Tool bonus track? Discustipated. Life interrupts, life. Let the carrots live, let Jack the rabbit wear glasses. Yes. Does Jack the rabbit wear glasses? I don't think I did. Have I seen him wearing glasses? Ow. I have his guitar. You guys know I bought his guitar, right? Yes, I did. I got a great deal. So, I originally was just going to borrow it. That's the back. You guys give you the Starship, what I call the Starship view. Or I should go this way. As the Starship flies. What a nice body, right? Look at that. Focus. There we go. Swamp ash. And it's got a really nice balance to it. And it's got the purple to green. Very cool, right? Not the black, but the purple. It looks black from far away, but and it's got just an amazing burl on that poplar. And it's a multi-scale, as you can tell, with the angled frets, right? At the 12th, it's straight, and then it goes the other way on those. Great for an 7 string, when you want to have the intonation a little better and the strings to be the right tautness, so they're not too floppy on the low end, right? That's the whole point of that. But yeah, it's got Purple Heart in the neck, and it's a nice rock hard maple. Nice little volute. locking tuners, of course. And considering it's such a wide neck, you know, it's not that far off from my width-wise from my classical. A little bit, you know, but my classical is pretty wide neck too. And I play that a lot because it's out in my living room. And it's got a pretty flat neck, but it's not super crazy wizard thin. So, and it's a really nice, it's flat pretty much in the back here. It's a little bit more rounded up top, of course, so it's kind of a compound on the back side. But it's got a pretty decent radius. It's not super flat down here, looking at the radius. So I don't know if you can see that. But, you know, it's got, you know, a decent radius to the neck there. So yeah, it's a nice guitar. Anyway, so I have this in a stand over here because I've been playing it more. But it's kind of fun. The whole idea of this guitar was, you know, to have that extended scale range, because coming from piano, of course, to guitar, a lot of stuff that I compose in my head or whatever is influenced from playing piano all those years, right? So anyway, but I'm not going to plug it in because I can't play. Can't play anything right now, not really, unless I come up with that new tapping style with the two hands on the top, right? I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure after Eddie Van Halen did his tapping stuff, everyone and their brother was trying to come up with a different way of tapping so they could differentiate themselves from Eddie. So they could be a new cool dude on the scene, right? So which one do I miss working? Web hub and the hub bearing. Oh, you guys are talking about something. Yeah, that natural wood finish on the back of that guitar is sick looking. It's unbelievably beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, BC Rich? That is a bargain of a price. So even at the full price, those Cort guitars are really well made. The necks are phenomenal. Great feeling neck. It's of course satin, you know, but it's a great feeling neck. And they're stable. And if you look at the reviews of these things too, I mean, Jack the Rabbit is a very particular guy when it comes to his guitars. And he loved that thing, but he just, you know, he wanted to sell some guitars so he can get some other stuff. And that was one of those things he wasn't really playing as much. And so so I got it from him at, like, you know, I don't even want to say, because it's just an unreal price. Let's just say several hundred from what it would be typically if you look at those on Reverb. And now the newest ones are coming with Fluence pickups on them. So these are EMGs, but the newest ones are coming at the same price, I believe, as these, with Fishman Fluence pickups in them. So, you know, yeah, great guitars for the money. Well made. I think it's made in Indonesia, but it might be China. Should I look? No. Anyway, look it up. So yeah. So anyway, what else do you guys do when you get injured? Like I mentioned, I might pick up that ear training thing from Beato and go through that. That would be something kind of new and different to do this year. And then of course, you know, like I mentioned, I got all these like tools, like these ones. I need to round off these sharp edges of these because I don't want to accidentally scratch my necks when I, you know, check the radius. Because on the back side, the front side, they're nice and smooth, but the back side, they're super sharp and burr heaven. Burr hell. It's got a lot of burrs. And get that little, you know, get that guitar, that one started. Got to do some cleaning on that thing too. And then, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll drop the Vega trim into that. The Vega trim. I drop the Vega trim into that guitar and do some video of that guitar with just that one change, and then take those pickups out and change. I'm going to take that whole pick guard off and just repopulate or populate a brand new one that I have with all the new parts, with the Vinum Rampage humbuckers and double cream, some new pots, CTS pots for the volume. I've got the treble bleed that I'm going to install. I got the Mojo Tone one, and you know, the Marzio Super Switch for the 5-way switch allowing splitting and all that. And then, yeah, the output jack, all that stuff. And then, of course, the Tessie switch, the kill switch. And install that up there. What's up with number 9? Number 9? Oh, yeah, Pooh, I know. You can see the corner of number 9 sitting over here. Number 9, I haven't really played number 9 much lately because I've been playing the V a lot, and I've been playing the 8, I keep wanting to say 8 string, the 7 string. Yeah, if I die, I've told my wife that she must sell Pooh number 9 here, the HB Harley Benton Pro Series, right? This is the Henning Pauly signature number 9. It's upside down. Number 9. Yeah, this has got a really nice roasted maple neck. Look at the flame on this thing. That's the back, right? Of course. Then you've got the flame on that neck, the fretboard. And I've heard Henning say that if he were to change up anything on this guitar, he would maybe put some higher quality pickups in it. So where would you find some purple pickups to go in here? Maybe you can get them from Vinum Pickups. That's right. Check out Craig Vinum, V-I-N-E, Vine, and like ham. Put vines and ham together, Vinum. Get Vinum Pickups. And he can make you a custom PAF like that and a humbucker like that, right? And this has some decent pots in it. They're the push. I think they put some quality ones in there. Anyway, got that one over here. Should I leave it over here to gawk at? Pooh. Ow. Dang it. See, that's why I need to build some more of these guitar hangers, because that way your guitar won't bang against the wall like that just happened. That was horrible. So, yeah. Give Pooh a better view of that guitar. Yeah, that's a great guitar, though, by the way. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so what else is going on? So any other ideas on what one should do when you injure yourself? Should you take up another instrument that doesn't require hands? Any ideas? What musical instrument can be played without your hands? Harmonica comes to mind if you have one of those, like, over your head kind of, you just stick your face up to it and just start to play. It's like hooks onto your neck. Remember seeing Billy Joel do that, of course, and then back in the day in the 60s, in the early 70s, you had lots of, Bob Dylan and all the folk players were doing that a lot, right? So maybe you can learn, theremin. Actually, I have a keyboard that does that, Janice, so let me show you this keyboard. It's not plugged in. So, have you guys ever heard of what's known as a D-beam? Thankfully, this thing's very light. Roxy, you're going to get squished. So this is the Roland VR09B. And it's got a D-beam. See that D-beam right there? So you basically, when you have that set up in a patch, that's what we call it in the keyboard world, sound patch, right? When you have a sound patch set up using the D-beam, you put your hand over it and you can go like this, woo, 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 and have it do whatever you want it to do. So you can change, the sounds and stuff like that. So I'll have some fun with that with you guys. I got to set that up so you guys can enjoy some of the craziness of what keyboards can do. And then, of course, you can hook up pedals to keyboards too. That's another fun thing to do. 8 hours for another passive Verithing classic penetrating wood stain. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Are you using the Verathane brand by Flecto, Nelson? I know all about finishes because I did doors and all kinds of wood finishing. So yeah, that's something else I really want to get into more into the future is doing stuff. Doing stuff. Yeah, like a theremin, but he can do all kinds of other weird stuff too. So I'm curious what I can do with that with effects pedals hooked up to that keyboard. That's what I want to mess around with. Do some really funky stuff, right? Um, yeah, I think Dylan did help to invent that harness for the harmonica, from what I understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, what else? So what else can you do when you're injured? How else can you know learn to play? Like keyboardists can play the bass like Ray Manzarek did of the Doors. Keyboardists like him played the bass lines. They didn't have a bass player. He was the bass player, and he used a foot pedal, bass pedals. Those kind that you see like for organs. That's what he used to play the bass for all that boom 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 boom, all that kind of simple bass stuff, while he's playing all that intricate keyboard stuff. But yeah, he if he was a classically trained guy and he played organs and things like that too, he would have learned how to do that, or he just developed the skill for whatever need. But yeah, maybe you can get a set of those like organ foot pedal, bass foot pedal things, and play guitar and bass at the same time. Try that. That would be a unique skill, right? People think you're shoegaze tapping up there, but no, you're playing the bass. Yeah, it's not that bad. I was thinking about buying one of those at the Walgreens or whatever, that go around your thumb to kind of protect it. It's not that bad, thank God. I was really worried because I was watching it. I put an ice pack thing on it right away, one of those blue gel ice pack things. I have those in the freezer, and I put it on it right away as soon as I got done with whatever I was doing out there. I had to get it done, but yeah, but I put it on there right away, and wrist braces. So there might be some kind of thumb brace to help. I wear wrist braces. Yeah, yeah. I've had to wear a wrist brace too when I had developed a carpal tunnel kind of issue. With this hand at work and stuff. Using my right hand too much for hours at a time. But yeah, the bottom line is that yeah, you got to come up with something else, otherwise you can go nuts, get a little depressed, not being able to play or whatever, and so different ideas. So some of the ideas I threw out there is like maybe dive in on some of the theory stuff. Um, Look at some of the videos that are free, or even buy something like Beato's ear training course. That's something I was thinking about doing maybe. And then there is, maybe pick up a new instrument, maybe learn harmonica. You don't really need to use your left thumb that much holding it to play harmonica. So maybe learn harmonica, because it's cool to be able to play harmonica if you're a guitar player, especially if you like campfire, kind of like when you go out with friends camping and whatnot. And that's one of my favorite instruments to take with me whenever I go, even when I go to Hungary or abroad or to Europe. When I went to the jungle in Amazon, I took my harmonica. You can take up the kazoo, learn the kazoo, practice your slide playing. Excellent idea, Gary. You know what? I even bought the RJ Ronquillo slide course. I'm going to dig back into that. I'm going to dig into that now that you mentioned that, because yeah, you don't really have to hold the neck tightly with your thumb to play slide. So Gary, ding ding ding, you win the best suggestion of the day, of the morning. The best suggestion from Gary: pick up playing slide guitar. So one of the things I might even do is in the description, I'll put a number of these suggestions from you guys, and even put some links up to some other videos that have some of these things in there, and that way people can have somewhere to go to if they want to use this as a resource. There's so many people going to look at my channel for a resource. But yeah, CBD oil. Yeah, I even use that CBD oil. Rhodey's Jam House Jam House. Rhodey's Jam Cave came in with a good suggestion too. Of course, using CBD oil It works great for my mom's arthritis too, by the way, Rody. So yeah, that stuff works great, and I use it. Haven't taken ibuprofen yet since August. Awesome, dude. That's so much better for your liver. Dana Everhart's here too. What's up, Dana? Yeah, yeah. Outside of being injured, Dana, I don't know if you can see this swollenness there. All right, and a little purple at the top there. Jammed in my thumb really bad. Ow. And this is the normal thumb, how it should look. Right. And this is how this one looks. All swollen and stuff. Anyway, ouch. Yeah, you can smoke it. Do you smoke it? Yeah, 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 yeah. You guys know that one? Yeah, I think that was on Fridays. If you ever saw, there was a show that was out for a while that I think they had to shut it down after a year or so, after the lawsuits from SNL. But there was a show that came on called Fridays that was exactly like Saturday Night Live, but they called it Fridays. A late night show, skit show with musicians and everything. But yeah, they had a really funny. I think Jim Carrey was on there for a while, wasn't he? And he was like the crazy pharmacist thing and all. He had some great skits in there. But wasn't he? Didn't he dress up like a reggae like dude with dreadlocks? And they're like talking about smoking J's, And yeah, can you smoke it? Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you eat it? No, 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 no. All that kind of stuff. Or you can eat it if you put it in a brownie. Anyway, but yeah, you can get your CBDs in a variety of ways. They have ointments. They have the tinctures that you drop. That's what I'll use sometimes to help me sleep, because I'll wake up from the I have the pinched nerve, the ulnar nerve from my cervical injury here. And yeah, Fire Marshal Bill, Gary, thank you. Yes, Gary's my man. He knows. He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, go check that. That's got to be up on YouTube. Just look up Fire Marshal Bill Fridays. It's just insanely hilarious stuff. Yeah. And there's that one where he's a pharmacist, in the back and doing all the drugs. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, Mr. Bill, of course, from Saturday Night Live. That's classic. Yeah. But that was some of the best stuff. So Nelson says the color is gunstock. It's oil-based. So yeah. Yeah, it takes a little time to get in. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm hoping to have things set up, and once I get back into a house again, in the near future, hopefully, I'll have a nice little garage set up and stuff where I can have, and build a shed in the backyard, and do all that, and be able to have things set up to do more kind of guitar work stuff. I've always wanted to build a guitar from scratch, outside of the neck maybe, but there's a guy here in town, Map Guitars. Check him out. Mike at Map, MAAP Guitars, and he's on Instagram too, and he makes custom guitars and he'll carve the necks and everything. I mean, that guy does everything by hand himself. It's just amazing. Roxy's being a bad girl. She's in my pocket here. Come on, Roxy. Roxy. Yeah, we got to say goodbye anyway, right? Should probably say goodbye. Get some other stuff done today. I was planning to go to Home Depot, maybe Lowe's, or maybe the local garden store. Maybe I should just support the local garden store. I want to buy some lavender and some other plants to put into the plant boxes I have out in the patio here. So there's our little girl. There's our little sweet pie, Roxy. Roxy Rocks. I wrote a Roxy Rock song. I got to put that together and produce it for you guys. I wrote a song about Roxy that's about the time when she flew away. So it's like a sad love song sounding kind of thing. I'm going to do it in the style of like White Snake, like a ballad. And this is how it goes. It goes, Roxy, Roxy, where did you go? You went flying out that open door. Something like that. Oh, Roxy. Roxy, where did you go? Something like that, right? So I got the whole song written in my head, but So I haven't been quite busy lately. Where's Roxy? I only had it 3 times. What did you have 3 times, Luke? Martin? Let's see, what is Martin talking about that Gary's all looking into? Oh, I'm gonna have to find it. I'll find it later. Anyway, you guys are chatting amongst each other. Yeah. Yeah, now I know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what was the comment that Martin was talking about. Oh, you only said it 3 times. Okay, where did you say it? Something that you said 3 times. Oh, I think he's just saying hello. Okay. Don't get all worked up when somebody doesn't say hi to you, because I'm lurking all the time, and I even like whenever I'm in chats, I'll be like, "Hey, I'm lurking. I can't tag you all. Sorry." And then people are tagging me, and then I'm like trying to work, and I have to go back into the chat and say, "Sorry, I'm not tagging back." Blah, 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 because you can't work and be in the chat. I try. Sometimes when I'm on break, I'll do it. So yeah, practice the slide. Best suggestion of the day, right, Roxy? Roxy. You could, of course, there you go. Turn around, Roxy. Why are you giving everyone your back? Who do you think you are, Jim Morrison? In the early days? I heard Eddie did that in the early days too, so people can pick up on his technique, right? Ow, ow. So yeah, we'll say goodbye, you guys. Might as well sign off now, get some things done, and I'll watch. Go to Mike's, go Roxy raid into Mike's show. It doesn't work. No one does it. But if you wanted to be funny, you can like go into Mike's show, and everyone can. The first thing you write is Roxy raid, like this. Roxy raid, Roxy raid. Right. Roxy raid, and he'll get it. Excuse me. Right, Roxy raid into Mike's show, and then that way everyone who's in there will know you guys all came from Roxy raid. And people like, who's Roxy? What's Roxy? What's Roxy about? Is that Roxy music? What is that about? Do you think the upgraded big brass blocks help a floating trem sustain? Yes, I do. I'm not an expert, but mostly from what I've heard other people say, yes, it does. Especially if you get a good quality one from I don't know where you'd buy yours, but I'd probably buy mine online. I'd try to find a decent one from somewhere. Like I'll shop for a good quality. Like I was not going to pay the high prices that I saw on some sites for things like the Bourne's pots that I was buying. I was able to get 4 Bourne's pots, the 500K, same ones that the Eddie Van Halen site uses, but they stamp Eddie Van Halen, EVH on theirs. But you can buy the original Bourne's pots, and I got 4 of those for $16 versus like 1 for 12. So I'm not going to go to some of the places that charge more. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but the bottom line is that some places will tack on $20-30 onto some things, and why? So just buy it from like I bought the Vega Trem from a store up in Oregon called Eclectic Sounds, and they had the part for $30-40 cheaper than anywhere else in free shipping through Reverb. So why am I going to go, or was it Amazon? I think it was through Reverb. But anyway, why would you buy anywhere else? So do save yourself some money, shop around, call the stores there. I think even musicians friends or guitar centers doing their big guitar giveaway month thing, their big guitar month, whatever. Call them up and say, hey, it's guitar month. Can you give me a 25% discount off this item? Don't be afraid to ask. I've learned from the school of Steve from Boston and from the Tone King. Tony. I used to say Tony the Tone King, like Tony the Tiger. Lewis, the Tone King. Lewis, who gave Roxy her screen name, by the way, her YouTube channel screen name, the Flying Pickle. That's right. The flying pickle. He's like, "What is that? A pickle?" And then that chat just blew up with the pickle thing. I think it was in Ben's show or somebody else's show I was on. Anyway, so the flying pickle. Yeah, it was Ben's show. I was on one of his weekend like community hangs, I think, on Sunday. And yeah, so yeah, if you guys want to post up links or wherever, post them up. You know, on Instagram is a great place too. I'm on there. I'm on Facebook as well. I have a page on Facebook. Don't have a lot of people in there. That'd be cool to get some more people there. But yeah, it was Ben's for sure. Yeah, Martin. And the Sunday community hang. Now I recall, we had Randy Crooks on there too. That guy's totally cool as well. So yeah, you know, I'll add some links in here. I'll put up like RJ's, you know, slide course that I bought. I'll put the link to that on my description. I'll put a bunch of other description links for stuff. Right now, I just have the basic stuff in there now, and some like channels like the Metalhead Hippie Show, and I should put Ben's, you know, up there too. I have Johnny Beane's up there, links to their shows. But most of you guys go to those shows anyway, right? So Tone Man guitar for some vintage style parts. There you go. So there's something new. You know, send me that link or I'll look that up. If you have a particular one you're thinking of, Mickey, send it to me in Instagram, and then I'll post that up. Or you can send it to me on Johnny Beane's Discord. We're in there too. So that's another thing too. I don't know, you know, if I should set up a Discord, a separate Discord, but I like being in Johnny Beane's Discord. So Johnny Beane's Discord is way cool. Oh, and that's another future thing. So maybe in the next week or so, I might be doing something with Kurt, I think Stewart, I think it is, or is it Smith? John Smith. But anyway, Kurt from up north, and I think he's in Oregon. I think he lives up, you know, east of Portland somewhere. So anyway, so he's around there. He's way into Eddie Van Halen and all that EVH stuff, and he's been building guitars too. So he's definitely been super helpful when it comes to, you know, the Eddie Van Halen style stuff. And that's something that in the future, that's another thing I might want to do, is do a build, like do a Eddie Van Halen, not like that thing. That's my Schecter, but do a proper Eddie Van Halen tribute guitar. My thought is to get like one of the cheaper Indonesian-made Wolfgangs, you know, and then do a Rasta version of a Wolfgang. So do a Rasta, because I love that Rasta guitar. It's just, to me, the coolest looking one, because I love all the colors and stuff, and it's so 80s. It's so late 80s and stuff with all the funky colors like that. So I'm thinking, you know, I might do a Wolfie Rasta as a tribute, just to do something different and fun, right? So anyway, I think we're going to call it, you guys. Don't forget the Roxy raid into CGS's channel if you want to. We'll probably have it on while we actually finish eating the breakfast that I didn't eat. my everything bagel with lox and some butter lettuce. Yes, with some cream cheese and another cup of coffee out of the Henning Meta cup. Yo, Hack. Okay, now I can't leave. No, I gotta leave. Hack is here. Guitar Hack. Dude, I gotta catch your whatever you posted up lately. I'm trying to keep up with all the really cool, there's so much cool stuff on YouTube that why even have TV? I'm going to cancel my TV subscriptions and just, you know. But before I go, Hack, have you ever been injured while you had to try to do a performance or a show? What did you do? Did you cancel? Did you come up with some way of playing the songs? What did you do to recover from your injury, if you had an injury that caused you not to be able to play guitar and stuff? And then, did you have another injury? I never even asked this. Has anyone else been injured in some other way and was able to use music as a form of therapy, right? Because this is Music Therapy Laz, right? So music is a wonderful therapy, of course, when you're injured. If you have some other kind of injury, like who was it that talked about that? I think it was, oh my God, I think it was Rick Beato. Yeah, he was like a cello player as a kid.
and then he got injured, or somebody, was it Steve Vai? I can't recall, but somebody was talking about how they got injured, and when they were, injured sitting in the hospital or whatever in the bed, they got a guitar and they just started learning the guitar. So they had months during being injured to learn to play an instrument. Yeah, so you played all over and bled all over the fretboard. That is so rock and roll, dude. I love that. Like Gene Simmons would have been proud, shooting chunks of blood out of his mouth while he's playing, right? Yeah, guitar heals. Yeah, it's a healing thing. Right on hand solo. So hand 36 solo too. Well, I don't know if you guys, watch this show, that pedal show, but Mick has talked quite a bit about it. He's become very vocal about the subject, which is great because there is unfortunately a real negative stigma when it comes to people, getting mental health care. And it's unfortunate because our movies and, in culturally in society, mental illness is still so misunderstood by the public because they don't really understand, you know, um, mental illness as well as they should. And it should probably be, taught more openly in society and in cultures, especially in the U.S. We should break that open, and we are to some degree. But especially in professional, oh, she went out. Especially in professional culture, in office politics and all that too, you'll find that you definitely don't want to say you've ever been to any kind of mental, counseling. If you want to be a CEO of a company or work your way up in management or something, because all of a sudden, oh, it's almost worse than being a drug addict or something. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, you're going to be able to perform under pressure during your job, and next thing you know, you're not getting the promotion because you're not pretending that you're perfect. This world has this attitude. This is really this like created world, this fake world has this attitude about everyone needing to be perfect. Perfect example recently. This whole thing about Meghan Markle and Markle, Meghan Markle and the whole royals thing. I mean, this whole thing about having to try to be the perfect example thing. I mean, there is no perfect people. There isn't. What is perfect is life is perfect the way it is. We are perfect the way we are. Like my wife and I have learned over the years, in our spiritual, quest when it comes to understanding what it's all about and whatnot. It's not, it's not about trying to be perfect. It's just the experience of life and being the best at whatever it is that you can be. But it's not a race. It's not a competition to be perfect, man. And the people that struggle with that, they will find, you know, when they attain some high level of something, they become perfect at something. Look at what happened to Misha Mansour recently, right? On Instagram. He quit from Instagram. Why? He just couldn't keep up with having to do the perfect, Instagram or TikTok, videos or whatever. He burnt out. People that have been like Olympians and other levels of highest, level performance have a major breakdown mentally and emotionally, psychologically, socially, everything. They have breakdowns that occur because, okay, now what? I've already gotten to the top of, Everest. Now what do I climb? So experiencing it and taking it at, this is my, okay, Dr. Laszlo here. Someday I'll get that title officially. But take that for the experience it is. Don't put that on it like some kind of a pedestal of sorts, Next is the perfect word, right? Next. What's next? I got injured. Next. How do I deal with this? What do I do? Talk about it with you guys. Come up with great ideas. What's next? Because life is about next. It's about the present. It's about now. It's not about what happened and what you attained. Da 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 da. what's next? And you'll find that in life too. You'll be a lot more happy and a lot more successful in life if you have this attitude of what's next, instead of having an attitude of, woe is me, I can't do that anymore. Oh, how can I ever, overcome or be better than that or whatever, what more can I do? You know? Thanks, Deja Voodoo. Thanks for joining. So it's that is what I think life is about. It's about what's next and what can you do for each other. This whole experience online and doing this community, being part of this community and all that. You know, I was really, I have to say, I was really disappointed that Phil Mosley ditched YouTube. I thought he had a really good thing going. He'd only been doing it for a few years, and I think it was maybe turned off by some of the negativism that's out there. You have to ignore that. There's, that's a part that has somewhat to do with, as we get older, we mature in a sense to where we can maybe be empathetic enough to understand why other people are messed up enough to become trolls or be, and they're not going to be trolls forever. Hopefully they get out of that trolldom that they're stuck in. But the point is that, yeah, I miss Phil too, man. The guy's such a chill, cool dude. And he, there's some things that happened and he took some things too personally or got, upset with some people. And, the world can be a tough place, and it's tough to deal with sometimes. And people can be jerks sometimes too, and they don't want to be or need to be. Maybe they do because they think they're funny or whatever. There's all these reasons why. But the bottom line is, you guys, love each other, do the best you can for each other, help each other. But yeah, look at Johnny Beane's show. I mean, poor John Mancuda is going through all this stuff with his dad, who passed away, and his mom's ill, and now he's got some medical issues too and whatnot. And the bottom line is that we all suffer in one way or another from something. And let's not pretend like we're so perfect and everything's just fine. Let's be open about it and stuff and talk about it. And that's what I was talking about with Mick, on that pedal show, is he opened up about, his lifelong, like depression. He had mild depression, which can, if it's chronic, like if it's for years and years, I mean, it can keep you down. It can hold you back. And if you can't, admit to it or at least discuss it or go see a doctor, get some professional help. Even Captain, Michael Smith, he talks about it. So many people have been saved by music because, yes, music is one of those forms of therapy in a sense. It's a hobby, or it's a challenge, or whatever you want to call it. Something that can get you out of the rut of things, and just by playing a happy song, it can make you feel happy. Isn't that weird? How is that works that way? It's super cool. So anyway, yeah, Adam D, man, if you deal with depression every day, if you're not getting any kind of help with that, get help, because don't feel like you have to do it yourself. Don't feel like, you can't get help. Don't think you can't be helped. And if you don't have the right doctor the first time around or whatever, find someone that can help you, because it can save your life, man. And if your life is saved by something like that, imagine all the people that you come in contact with who are parts of your life, how much that matters to them, Yeah, Roxy, it matters. Definitely matters. So get help if you don't feel you need it. That's probably really when you need it, and if anything, just realize that if you get the right kind of good professional help, and there's free help out there too, so don't give up finding it. That's something I think I should, maybe that's something I need to do more of in this channel, is post up and link up and talk more about mental health. But I don't want to act like I'm a professional when I'm not licensed and I'm not a professional therapist or something. People have asked, are you a therapist? I'm like, no. But I think music as a form of therapy is a very good form of therapy and very important for us to take advantage of. But yeah, definitely reach out. But I'll try to put some more stuff up there. Yeah, people lose people to depression all the time. I had a member of our family, my cousin's husband, who killed himself. Some people were shocked. I wasn't, because I kind of saw the world that he was living in, and I saw that, oh God, I'm not surprised. Anyway, we're right up against it. Mike's show, great way to end it, by the way. Thank you guys for joining me and, talking about this. I think that you know, whether you're injured in the mind, you know, and that's not something that's your fault, by the way. Okay, don't blame yourself. Do not blame yourself. You know, whether you're injured in the mind or injured in your physical body, you know, get help, reach out, talk to people about it. We've got great ideas here today about what to do if you're injured as a guitarist, if you're a little bit down and depressed, like I wasn't really depressed, a little bit down, you know, about, you know, that you can't play because you're injured or whatever. You can just do like what Hack does and just bleed through it all over your guitar. Or, you know, talk to someone, get some help. You know, I bought this recently because this is what I really have an interest in helping veterans, especially, or anyone who has a traumatic experience, you know, whether it's from a car accident or some other physical, you know, harassment or bodily harm or threat. You know, music is a wonderful form of therapy. And spread it, share it, especially this time. Look at how much people got out of music therapy, in a sense, online during this lockdown. It saved people from going nuts. So, yeah. Oh, you missed about, well, that's the best part about YouTube, is that you can watch this again if you really want to. So until next time, you guys, cheers. Don't forget that the secret to tone is in your mind, but the feel comes from your heart. Put them together with your fingers, maybe with your toes, maybe with your tongue, and make some music. Rock on until next time. Music Therapy and Laz in our double extended live stream today. See you in Mike's CGS on YouTube. China Guitar Skeptic. Go Roxy right into China's show. And see you next time. Until then, Roxy and Laz out. Rock on.